Taehyung's POV. The camera flashes are blinding, a constant rhythmic pulse that matches the throbbing in my head. I shift in my seat, the silk of my suit, if you can even call it that, sliding dangerously against my skin. It's a custom piece by Lorenzo, a man who makes no secret of wanting to see me in much less than this. It's backless, the front held together by a single daring gold chain, revealing more of my chest than is probably legal at a fashion show. Don't move too much. A cold, sharp voice clips beside me. You're already an eyesore. Don't make it worse. I don't even have to look at him to feel the heat of his gaze. Jungkook. To the world, he's the icy, untouchable heir to the Jeon Empire. To the press, he's the man who sits through every event with me, only because our families forced us into a professional alliance. The headlines tomorrow will be the same as always. Jungkook's disgust for Taehyung reaches new heights at Paris Fashion Week. Don't like the view, JK? I whisper, my voice a silken thread of provocation. I lean toward him, letting the gold chain holding my top together clink against my skin. The designer said this was his masterpiece. He said it would be a crime to hide a single inch of me. Jungkook's eyes flash, a dark, dangerous glint that vanishes before the cameras can catch it. He's a scavenger, Jungkook grinds out, his hand tightening on the armrest until the leather groans. And you're a fool for letting him dress you like a prize for the highest bidder. Look at them, Taehyung. They aren't looking at the fashion. They're looking at you like you're on a menu. Maybe I am, I retort, my heart hammering against my ribs. And maybe I'm tired of being kept in the dark. You wanted this public feud. You wanted the world to think we couldn't stand each other to protect your family's image. Well, this is what hating me looks like. He looks away, his jaw set so tight, I'm surprised it hasn't snapped. I smirk, playing the part of the unbothered socialite. I'm 25, at the peak of my career, and I've spent the last 3 years perfecting this dance with the man sitting next to me. We've been enemies in the public eye since we were 22. The world loves the drama. They love how he looks like he wants to murder me every time I laugh. A hand suddenly drops onto my shoulder, fingers digging into the skin just where the silk ends. Lorenzo. He smells of expensive tobacco and arrogance. Taehyung, my muse, Lorenzo purrs, leaning down so his chest presses against my bare shoulder. The photos are going to be legendary. You look delicious. I knew that suit would be perfect for your skin. I feel Jungkook's energy shift beside me. It's no longer just cold. It's volcanic. Lorenzo slides his hand down, his thumb grazing the dip of my spine, moving toward the waistband of my trousers. I have a private after-party, he whispers against my ear, loud enough for Jungkook to hear. I want to see how that chain comes apart. Jungkook's movement is a blur. Clatter. Splash. The sound of shattering glass rings out over the music. Lorenzo lets out a strangled yelp as a deep red stain blooms across his white silk trousers, courtesy of Jungkook's wine glass. Oh, Jungkook says, his voice flat, his eyes promising a slow, excruciating death. He doesn't move to help. He doesn't apologize. He just stares at the red liquid dripping onto the floor. My hand slipped. I suppose seeing something so distasteful made my stomach turn. The distasteful part is aimed at Lorenzo, but the press catches his sneer directed at me. The cameras go wild. Jungkook spills drink on designer to show contempt for Taehyung. You've ruined the evening, Jungkook, I hiss, though my blood is singing with the thrill of it. I'm just getting started, he whispers back, his voice a low, vibrating growl. He stands up, his shadow looming over me, dark and possessive. He leans down, pretending to fix his cuff, but his lips graze my ear. You think this is a game? You think I'm going to sit here and watch him touch what belongs to me? His hand shoots out, grabbing my wrist in a grip that leaves no room for argument. It's a move that looks like he's dragging a nuisance out of the room. We're leaving, he announces to the row. The show isn't over, Mr. John, a reporter yells. It is for us, Jungkook snarls, his eyes dark with a hunger that makes my knees weak. He pulls me toward the exit, his pace frantic, his body a shield between me and the world. The moment the heavy velvet curtains of the exit fall shut behind us, the feud vanishes. He slams me against the cold stone wall of the corridor, his body pinning mine. His eyes aren't disgusted anymore. They're black, with a lethal mix of jealousy and lust. If you ever wear something like this in public again, he rasps, his hand coming up to bridge my throat, his thumb pressing against my pulse, I will burn every designer house in this city to the ground. Do you understand me, Taehyung? You're mine, not the press's. Not his, mine. Then show me, I challenge, my breath hitching as I feel the hard, undeniable heat of him pressing against my hip. Show me how much you hate me, husband. Jungkook's POV, they call it hatred. I call it agonizing, mind-numbing restraint. For 3 years, I've played the part of the icy heir who despises the flamboyant socialite. It's the perfect cover for our families, the perfect shield against the media. But right now, pinning Taehyung against the cold, rough stone of the VIP corridor, I'm doomed. Husband, I repeat the word, my voice dropping to a gravelly, dangerous whisper. The sound of it falling from his lips sends a violent jolt straight to my D. Do you have any idea what it took for me not to break Lorenzo's fingers the second he touched your bare skin? Taehyung looks up at me, his chest heaving. His dark hair is perfectly styled, but his eyes are wild, reflecting the same dark, consuming fire burning inside me. He bites his bottom lip, that arrogant smirk playing at the corners of his mouth. "You looked like you were going to murder him right there in the front row," Taehyung whispers, his hands coming up to rest flat against my chest. I can feel the heat of his palms burning right through my crisp dress shirt. "I still might," I growl, my hands gripping his waist. My thumbs dig into the exposed, sensitive skin of his lower back. "Do you think this is a game, Taehyung? You walk out wearing a suit that barely covers you, practically begging every camera and every pathetic designer to devour you with their eyes. I wanted to see how long it would take for you to snap," he breathes, tilting his chin up, challenging me. "You've been so cold lately, JK, so perfect at pretending you hate me. I needed to know the monster was still in there." "You found him," I snarl. I don't waste another second. I grab his hand, dragging him down the back service hallway toward the underground parking. Namjoon is already waiting by the black SUV, holding the back door open. He takes one look at my murderous expression, nods once, and doesn't say a single word. The second we are inside and the heavy door slams shut, the privacy partition glides up seamlessly. We are completely sealed off in the dark, tinted back seat. The engine roars to life, but the sound is drowned out by the heavy, frantic breathing filling the confined space. Taehyung barely has time to settle before I grip his waist and pull him directly onto my lap. He straddles my thighs, his knees sinking into the soft leather seats. In the dim streetlights flashing through the tinted glass, that fragile gold chain holding his top together glints like a taunt. "You did this on purpose," I accuse him, my hand breaking my last shred of control. Taehyung gasps at the intense friction, his eyes fluttering shut. "I want your attention, husband, and I deacon missed you," he whispers, the arrogance finally melting away into something vulnerable and raw. "We play this public enemy game so well that sometimes I feel like I'm losing you." "You could never lose me," I say, my voice thick with emotion. I bury my face into the crook of his neck, inhaling his intoxicating scent. "There isn't a second of the day where I'm not consumed by you. You are my every thought. But when I see another man touching you, whispering to you, dressing you up to show you off to the world..." I hook my index finger under the gold chain resting against his collarbone. "Jungkook," he breathes, his eyes snapping open in the dark. "That's a custom, Lorenzo." Snap. The delicate gold links break instantly under my grip. To my hungry eyes. "Screw Lorenzo," I snarl, tossing the broken chain onto the floorboards. "I'll write him a check tomorrow, but tonight this suit is coming off, and he is never, ever dressing you again." Taehyung's breath hitches, a beautiful, deep flush spreading across his chest and neck. He doesn't look like the untouchable, arrogant socialite anymore. He looks wrecked. He looks like mine. I push the ruined let them think I hate you, but you remember this, Taehyung. When the doors close, you are my husband, and I don't share. Remember this, Taehyung. You remember who owns you." "You," he answers instantly, his voice trembling with pure desire. "The world can have their feud, but this raw, burning, consuming obsession is a secret I'll keep until my dying breath."